Hey everyone, welcome back to Input Man, and me and Oracle tonight, we are doing a hangout stream. We might have some people joining us, we might not, don't know yet, but we'll see how that all plays out, man. What are we talking about? We're going to be talking Transformers and stuff, and I don't know, man, whatever pops in what pops in our head, I guess. That's pretty much what we're doing.
Stuff for me.
Optimus Production says, well, you're finally here. Well, better late than never, I guess, right? No, I wouldn't even say we're late. We're fashionably late, and that's when you really want to show up, right? What's going on, MCDJ? What's going on, Optimus Productions? Saying hi to both of you guys in chat, and Elite Reviews. Welcome in. Hope everybody is doing okay. Has had an awesome week and all that good, awesome stuff. Now, we've got some Transformers news that I saw today that I didn't even, to be honest, this wasn't even going to be like a news thing, I guess. But yeah, it just happened, man. There was some stuff that broke today, and I was like, oh, dude, that's probably going to get talked about tonight. Razul Kane. What's going on? Vector Overlay, glad you made it. And Trans Aaron 38 sliding in the home at the last minute. And as always, he's not afraid of a no ghost. And so, yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
So I think we'll talk and jump into the news real quick for all of this. I think kind of crazy, some of this stuff. Optimus Production says, I believe that the new G2 Optimus Prime for Legacy is worth buying because it is a remaster of the original G2 Optimus toy. It should be compared to G1 related Optimus Primes. Like I said in my review for that figure, man, I love the figure. I'm glad they didn't do the same transformation that they did 93, whatever it was. Because it feels like the new one feels like an evolution of the Earthrise figure itself. So, especially, like I said, the way the chest kind of transforms and kind of mimics the Earthrise figure itself, or Earthrise Optimus Prime. They did a really good job, man. It does feel like an evolution of Earthrise Prime. They killed it. And like I said in that review, this is Hasbro at one of their best. You know, this is one of their best figures, not of Legacy or like the last 3 years. This is one of their best figures of all time, hands down. And Elite Reviews says, so Motormaster was shown, and I don't know how to feel about it. And I saw the packaging for that. And that's something that I was going to bring up right here. We're going to bring this up with our lovely sponsors of Tformers.com. And I haven't said that in a while. And like I've said before, man, Tformers.com is your one-stop shop for all your Transformers news and needs. And who doesn't love a side of bacon with their Transformers? All right. What's up, Curtis Schultz? What's going on, man?
Hello.
And so we're going to take a look at some of these leaked box images for Motormaster. Oh, man, good night. That looks, I mean, the artwork looks really good. You can see the box. There's artwork on the box. He looks like he's about to mow something down. The trailer looks relatively short in this shot. I know it's done at like this weird angle or whatever.
I actually like it. It's exciting.
Well, the trailer's supposed to become Minosaur itself, become the skeleton, and everything just kind of plugs onto it.
Minosaur. Okay, I was like racking my brain. Who is he with?
Sorry. He's one of the Stumperons.
For those who don't know, Transformers is not my forte. Ask me about My Little Pony, not Transformers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I asked if she wanted to come on and just kind of hang out, and we could just, talk and stuff. So I don't know. I always like getting her perspective on Transformers because I feel like sometimes I'm too deep into it, and so She helps me take a step back sometimes. So it's always good. Let's see. Trans Aaron says, I'm playing SnowRunner. Hope you all are having fun. Optimus Productions, it would have been better if he had the back image, or if we had the back image. Now, I do agree. I haven't seen any back images of this box, but we got the front. We got the front artwork. The front artwork is getting me kind of hyped for it, I think. Here's the side artwork. Here's the picture of the figure right up top itself up here. Again, the trailer does look a little short, but the takeaway from this is that he can turn on the axis point of where the trailer connects. So it kind of brings up the question of, is this all integrated, or are they doing kind of what Fans Toys has done where the trailer kind of detaches? Or no, sorry, not Fans Toys. Who did that? DX9 did that, where the trailer detaches and Motormaster himself just becomes the truck in the cab, and then he folds into a square, which obviously we know that's what they're going to do. But it does, like I said, it does beg the question, right? So we can see him up there. Also, we can see the rest of the Stunticons down here. So we've got 3 Stunticons driving down there, and we've got one right up here. Looks like they're all cars. So I don't know. Looks like some of those rumors that we were talking about earlier, where he's based on different versions of the Stunticons, looks like it could end up being wrong. We can't really see the coloring of these guys, but going off a drag strip down here, I'd assume that these guys are G1 inspired, because that drag strip is not G1. The paint is, but that figure is not. Yeah. They always like to hide stuff, man. They always do.
Hidden object puzzles? Okay, let's get down with this one.
Oh boy, here we go. And and so we can see Megatron, Dragstrip, Skywarp, Cybertron maybe down right there. And that's what we got for boxed images for Motormaster. Now, usually when something like this happens, you guys know what ends up happening. There's going to be a review tomorrow. It's going to be up tomorrow. There's going to be 3 months from now, everyone will start finding it. So going through chat, says Razzle Kane says, I just uploaded a video about tformers.com. I love Tformers, best place all around. Elite Review says, it really pains me to know Minnesota will probably combine like the Legends versions. Curtis Schultz says, wow, that's a beauty. MC DJ says, love this Motormaster. I love the truck mode. I love what we're seeing so far. I'm curious on what the bot mode looks like. Let's see. Razzle Kane says, at Oracle, who would win in a death battle between Starscream and Rainbow Dash?
Rainbow Dash has the power of friendship on her side. Starscream is always out for himself, and he's a loser, and he's a cry whiny baby. So after a few licks from Rainbow Dash, he's going to be running off, screaming, ow, my foot. That's my honest opinion. He's not going to stay around.
Well, they did that death battle, and he lost. He got like obliterated as he should have been.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't beat the power of friendship. That's the whole point of My Little Pony.
I wonder,
but still.
I wonder if you took them out of Equestria, would that power of friendship actually work? Like, if you brought him here in the real world, could you?
It does.
Well, if you brought him here in the real world, could you bribe Rainbow Dash to turn her back on somebody for like $1 gazillion? You know what I mean? Like,
no, because when you really think about it, one of the first tests she had in the first episode of My Little Pony, she was offered a position with the fake Wonderbolts, and she said no, she's going to stick around with her friends. And that was something that was offered in season 6, where her loyalty was tested, and she even said, no, I'm going to stick around with my friends again. So
yeah, that all went over my head. So all right then, let's see. Elite Review says, I think the Combiner Wars version combined better because the limbs actually transformed. Man, I think that's a hot button topic for most of us, truthfully. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of enjoying this like Neo G1 wave that we're getting here, like, you know, through Siege and all that other stuff. But man, it's getting to a point with me where I'm like, dude, okay, come on now, another one, like the same character again. Here we go, you know. But then there's moments of brilliance, like G2 Laser Prime, just like, okay, or we got like updated characters like Triptychon. You know, that was a much needed update that we never thought we would get until Titan class rolled out, right? Or like Scorponok, stuff like that. But yeah, so I still think the Combiner Wars Minosaur with all the upgrade kits is an awesome Minosaur figure. Now I don't know about this one because this one isn't out yet. Elite Review says Starscream is an F-15. Just blast the little pony. I think they did that in a death battle, and she ended up using like the power of friendship and her speed of light dash something or other. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it. Curtis Schultz says, "Is this Motormaster an exclusive, or can you get him anywhere?" He's available, or he's going to be available at retail. This will not be an exclusive. And if it is exclusive, that was a stupid move. Vector Overlay, since I'm new to collecting, Minosaur will be my first combiner. I'm pretty hyped. Now, Vector Overlay, I got a question for you. Since you're new to collecting, did you not have the urge to go back and get any of the other combiners from Combiner Wars? Or in that style? So, like, say, King Poseidon or anything like that. And Raziel Kane says, I loved Oracle's answer. So we got... Let's go back to this Motormaster. I'm hyped for this because, like I said, I'm not getting much of Legacy, mainly because of price increases and stuff like that. But the Stunticons are always on my list of get because they are my favorite combined team. Just love them, man. So good. So good. Now, we'll click back and we'll take a look at this next piece of news of Shattered Glass blaster. Now there was a leaked image of a smirking head for the new Legacy blaster, and somebody found the head on a blaster somewhere, the smirking head. And if you guys remember, the same thing kind of happened with Beast Wars Megatron. Or not Kingdom Megatron, the Beast Kingdom Megatron, the T-Rex. Something very similar happened there as well. So I think the smirk is going to be on this Shattered Glass blaster, and possibly not the Twin Cast because we haven't seen Twin Cast yet, and we saw the new head sculpt. So we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure that smirk is going to go to this. Now I'm hyped. Because I got Blaster, Legacy Blaster, a few days ago, and he is an awesome figure. Let me know if you guys want me to review this Blaster as well, because I am going to review that drag strip. People wanted me to review it. I put a poll up, so it's something like 80% wanted me to review it. And let me know if you guys want me to review this Blaster as well. Curtis Schultz says, I need a Minosaur, and we're getting one, man. We're getting a new one. Elite's reviews, I'm honestly surprised they didn't do a toy accurate head. That's a good catch. I'm not going to lie. I'm really surprised that they're going all in on this. But then again, you know, the Megatron, the Shatterglass Megatron was the Siege mold when they should have really honestly used the Super Megatron mold for that. Curtis Schultz says, yes, review Blaster. Okay. So far, I've got one for Blaster. I'll put a poll up if you guys want me to do that as well. We'll do a yes, no, and a meh, just like I did with Drag Strip. So, Oracle, what do you think? Do you think he looks cool, the Shattered Glass Blaster?
You know me in the color teal, so I mean, look at my little icon today. So
that's true.
Yes,
that's true. I know. I know you did that. I know you did that review of the Seacons, and you were so excited for the teal and pink. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
In my matching RC shirt too.
That's right. You were wearing that, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Rajul Kane says, I can't wait for GameStop in Canada to have Shatterglass Blur. They are the only ones to carry that line up here. I will be honest. Like the car mode chunks that sit on his arms, they don't lock in and they're kind of loose. So I would be careful of that. Rajul Kane. My regular Blur, my 86 Blur is fine, but my Shatterglass version has that issue. So just a heads up, man. But yeah, so that's some of the bigger news. We're going to take a look at real quick the close that out. We're going to go over to the boxed Blitzwing from Legacy, and we're going to take a look at the box. Now, this was already given a review, and yeah, I don't know. I guess, does anybody really collect these in the box, or does this really matter to anybody seeing these in box? I mean, I guess that's my biggest thing, and I really wish, truthfully, these are all of, I don't even know if they're official. They're leaked images, right, with the white background and stuff. So I've got a feeling these came from PvP anyway, but because of the white background. But I don't know, man. The boxed images, sometimes they can help a situation, like with Motor Master and stuff, but it's also like, come on, man. Come on, Hasbro. We need to step it up, man. You should be the one that, kind of gets these out there. But Rachel Kane says the box don't matter. And I will say this about the box. I like the artwork here with the tank mode, with the Minosaur hands. I'm calling them the Minosaur hands because that's my guess on what they are. Alternate hands for Minosaur. And that's probably why he's going to be $50. So
I'm digging the color branding for this line too, like this neo cyberpunk type look here. I'm really digging it.
It kind of reminds me of, like, at least the coloring of it, like the bright colors, like the neon green and stuff. It kind of reminds me of like a early thousands type of advertisement kind of thing, where you would see like a neon green clear stapler, or something, or like
or the clear phones with the green clear phones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was like a holdover from like the 90s coloring, but they amped it up a little bit more, with everything. It was like all of the colors into different things, so that's what this packaging reminds me of. So, but I dig it. Vector Overlay, he says, I haven't bought any older Combiner toys since I'm limited to Transformers shows I watched, so I'm not attached to anything that wasn't Beast Wars or Transformers Prime. Okay. And so you're just going to get Minosaur, the new Minosaur, because you think he looks cool, or like you think Minosaur looks cool? Is that what it is? He goes on to say, but I do love the idea of combiners. I do too. The idea, I don't know, man. The idea of this robot isn't powerful enough or big enough. And mind you, these guys are already 4, 5, 6 stories tall, and in the case of Bumblebee, he's 2 stories tall compared to Spike and stuff like that. So it's always appealed to me, like, this giant, massive robot, this sentient robot, is not strong enough to stop this other giant, massive, sentient robot. So he needs his friends to team up with him and combine to stop. I don't know. It's just like overwhelming power, I guess. I don't know. But it is a really cool idea. And I do like when IDW did it, they implemented some really cool ideas. Unfortunately, Devastator kind of became like the go-to, like when Devastator first happened, it was an event, but it kept happening and happening and happening. So it really wasn't an event anymore, if that makes sense. But yeah, Blitzwing, I'm pretty stoked about Blitzwing. He looks really, really good. Let's see. When do we get Voltron Lion Force in Legacy? Just kidding. Whenever Hasbro buys the property, I guess. It's not like they haven't been blowing money on everything the last like 4 years, 5 years, whatever. Razul Kane, as a kid, I liked combiners because it reminded me of giant UFO robot, Grindizer and Mazinger. I love giant robots. Yeah, dude, definitely. I'm right there with you in the same camp, man. Giant robots. My jam. Car Voltron is my favorite Voltron, especially the look of them. Like, don't get me wrong, Lion Force is cool. Go Lion looks cool, but man, I don't know, those car robots, not the car robots, the car Voltron, they look really cool together. Razul Kane says, I'm all in on Blitzwing. Man, dude, I gotta say, man, he does look really, really good. He does look really, really good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. He looks really, really good. And so I'll ask you guys a question. Are you guys getting rid of your older figures to get the newer figures? Or are you like me where you have like 4 or 5 Blitzwings and 900 Bruticus's, Bruticai, whatever?
Surrounded by combiners in the living room.
Yeah, there's like 2 Devastators in the living room, and they're holding up a TV and stuff. So, yeah, or do you guys like see this Blitzwing and you look at your Titans Return Blitzwing, you're like, oh, you're going to the comic book store tomorrow, pal. Right? So Curtis says a vehicle Voltron is a badass. Yeah, dude, definitely. Let's see. Razul Kane says, I'm a recent collector, so I don't have old figures to get rid of yet. Well, I guess my question, if you guys are older or young or newer collectors, right? Why haven't you gone back to get the older figures, right? I guess, like, if you're looking at Bumblebee, like, say, okay, you want a Bumblebee, and this is a bad example because it's Bumblebee, 900 choices to pick from. Let me ask this. Have you guys, since you guys missed out on, say, like, Misfire, are you guys waiting for a new Misfire to pop up? Or why haven't you gone back to get the Titans Return Misfire? If that makes sense. Marco's coming in with N3 reviews. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing good too, brother.
Not gonna lie, looking at the pricing of some of the older figures from just you alone and what some of these things are going for, I would be like, no. Screw that.
Oh no, that's
but I'm cheap. I'm very cheap. So
well, I think too, at the end of the day, you got to question, or you got to ask yourself, like, is paying $75 for a figure now instead of waiting 5 or 6 more years to get it at $30 a deluxe or whatever it would be at that point? You know, is it worth that wait? But I mean, that's kind of how I look at it sometimes. If I don't have faith in Hasbro doing something for like another 5 or 6 years, then I usually just end up biting the bullet and I'll just pay like $40. Like Storm Shot from RID, the Autobot jet. Dude, the cheapest I found him for was like $40 or $35, and I bit the bullet for him. As I was like, Hasbro's never going to revisit this guy, and I think he looks really cool.
There's like this, like, for context, there's like this work appropriate eyeshadow I want, and I went and looked it up, and I'm only going to buy it from like eBay or something. And I looked at the pricing on all of these places, and it's like going for $45 for a single pan of eyeshadow. And I'm like, really? Is it that popular? But yeah.
Well, I think too, and I think too, you know, we're getting closer. I feel like it's more, our world is more centered around like a late tax and price gouging now than it is like fair pricing, if that makes sense, you know, because eBay being as popular as it is, anybody can charge anything for anything on there, right? And so if you have something up at $20 and somebody puts it up at 100, what usually ends up happening is the $100 one will sit there until all the $20 ones are sold out. Then somebody will come along, not know about those $20 ones, and then end up buying that $100 one. And then now to that one person, it's worth $100. And now those people who bought it for 20 see that sale, and it's kind of like, it's like this odd snowball effect, if that makes sense. Vector Overlay says, I like the set cohesive team aspect of the combiner characters. I plan on displaying them as a team rather than the combiner look. That's super cool, man. I know a lot of people who do the reverse, and I know a lot of people who will get like 2 Stunticon teams and display them kind of together, you know. So like you'll have the bot modes down at the feet of the combined mode. Let's see. Then Vector goes on to say, the reason I haven't gone back, money. And I love the articulation of the current line. That's what brought me in. Okay. See, I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. Marco says, what's up, Oracle?
Hi, Marcos.
He also says, I love those legacy figures. Razzo Kane says, I don't want to pay more than retail just yet. I did get an older Brawn and Wind Charger from Power of the Primes to fill out my chug, but I wouldn't pay double price for an Octane, for instance. I can understand that. I do. Especially now when something like Octane is pretty much a given. And I've been saying that since Astro Train, since they showed Astro Train. And I was like, they're going to do the other triple changers, at least the Decepticon ones. Let's see. Marco says he hasn't got any legacy figures yet. You need to get one, man. At least one. Get one. Pop the Trunk. What's up, man? I hope everything's going good for you, man. So, let's see. But yeah, I think, man, I think that's kind of what we end up looking at, because where else? First of all, where else would you buy this stuff from if you don't get it from eBay? You're like, your local comic book store may or may not have it, or you may have like a mom and pa toy store, and then sometimes maybe you don't. You know, maybe you don't live in a city or a state that's big enough to have something like that. You know,
Or too big, and you have to, the size of Texas kind of thing.
Oh yeah, or say you live in a city like, say, New York, and it takes you 2 hours to get to that comic book store. You know, it's kind of like, is it worth it? You know, so that's, I don't know. It's kind of like a weird situation. I think as collectors we find ourselves in, because it's almost like, the price of nerd culture stuff just goes up just constantly. Doesn't matter what it is. I looked up Extreme Ghostbusters stuff, and that's probably a bad thing, like a bad example, but that stuff is pretty expensive now too. Like even some of the reboot figures, and I looked up the Double Dragon 90s cartoon figures, and I breathed the sigh of relief when I saw them at like $5 or $6 shipped, complete. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, they haven't got a hold of that yet. So.
Jeez.
Pop the Trunk says, all of my stuff is pretty much ordered. I get that. And then there's also the convenience, man. Like I hate the phrase convenience fee, but there is that, that convenience fee that goes along with it.
Very, very true. If I can hop into my car and get it, and it's going to be what, $5 to $10 more, I'd rather pay the $5 to $10 more to have it right here and right now than wait a week or 2 or 2 weeks, depending on how our post office feels.
And see, I'm the opposite of that. If I'm saving $5 or $10 online, I can wait a week, because that $5 or $10, that's lunch for the day at some really awesome place.
I get fed at work a lot, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Or for me too, that's that's my mindset is like, that's $10 for a new set of rims, or like, some calipers or something, like something crazy or oddball for the car or something, right?
That's true.
All hail Megatron. Everybody, do it. Kneel before Megatron. What's going on? All hail Megatron. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for the news, man. We got, and then real quick, get your guys' opinion on this Fans Toys Sovereign. This, God, man, this comic. Look at that. Ah, man, this sold out in an instant. I mean, it was gone, dude. That's a beautiful Galvatron. And I was so mad because I didn't even know about this until the day after. And I went to see if I could still pre-order it, and it was gone. And I was like, damn, man. Because that's my favorite design for Galvatron, which I think everybody knows at this point, is that comic toy design coloring. But let's see. Pop Trunk says, "Oh, I'm about to add that to my stuff." Dude, it's so killer looking. And then, Fans Toys also showed their repaint of Thomas, their Astro Train, which apparently they're doing two versions of, a Japanese version and an American version. So they're toy accurate, but they're toy accurate to each country, which I think is super cool. Yeah, and this was gone, and I was stoked to get this, and I was like, God dang, man. Like, I'm not a big Fans Toys guy, but these two, dude, they just blew me away when I saw these images of them, man. Absolutely stunning for both of these, especially that Galvatron. It broke my heart, man, when I couldn't pre-order it, but Oracle was like, whoa, dodged a bullet with that one. Thank God we can eat this week. So let's see.
Wow.
Elite Review says, I hope we get a Fans Toys Thomas in bright blue. And I gotta say this too, man. This Astro Train, Fans Toys nailed the name. Absolutely nailed the name. Thomas the Train, dude. That's a genius. Curtis says, how much was the Astro Train? And I think they were both at $220 on BBTS. So let me see. Because I know people are, some people will do Chosen Prime and stuff, but I figured truthfully, I just kind of figured I would probably just go down to Toy Dojo, and if it's there, it's there. Like the day it's supposed to come out or whatever, and just grab either one, whichever one. I mean, I want both, but at the end of the day, I'll settle for one. Gotta get one.
Road trip.
That's right. You see, I'm trying to find it on BBTS's site right now. Have you guys ever had that problem with BBTS? It's so difficult to find something that you got to kind of rummage through. You got to kind of know how to navigate the site and rummage through everything in order to find what you're looking for. It's ridiculous. So let me see. I'm on the sold out Fans Toys part of it. Yeah, so FT44T Thomas US version is $240. The Japanese version is $240, and FT16T Sovereign is $240. So there you go, $240 or $240 each. Let's see. Rajo Kane says, "Yep, love that Sovereign, dude." I never thought that we would get like a masterpiece toy Galvatron. Especially when Takara, when MP50 kind of came and went, and everyone was hoping for a Galvatron, an official Galvatron, and it wasn't the case. And because now we're getting it from Fans Toys, and it's like, man, that looks so good. Curtis Schultz says, I mix and match my Transformers. I only get the ones that look the best. Definitely, I can definitely get that. I can get behind that for sure. And he says $240 is not bad. I didn't think it was terrible, to be 100% honest, especially for what some of those Galvatrons are going for now that they've done. They've reissued the purple one. I don't even know how many times now. I think it's like 3 times, right? So it's something crazy number on it. And I know that they're trying to fund through this stuff. I know they're trying to fund their Fort Max the body for Fort Max, and dude, that thing's gonna be that's gonna be ridiculous, man. All I know is I got to make room in the living room for him, so I'm gonna have.
Lord.
I knew that was coming. I
More.
knew that was coming. That's why I said it. More. Yeah, another 4-foot tall robot in the house, right? See, Kershaw says I figured they would have been over 300. You see, at 300, anything over 250, I'm automatically out when it comes to third party. Under 250, I start to think about it. Is it worth it? Is it this? Is it that? You know, I start to kind of go through the motions and stuff with it. If it's a character and a design that I absolutely love, like I love Astro Train, and I really wish Hasbro would have given us a toy-colored Siege Astro Train, but we didn't get it. But this, man, this right here, all day long, like here's here's the 250 all day long, done. No questions asked. So, and the US version, that's probably would be the one that I end up getting, if I'm being honest. Let's see. I'm gonna try and see if I can screen share the this BBTS tab. I'm sure I can. Let's see. US version, Thomas the Train. Look at that, man. I mean, that is toy accurate, US toy accurate to a T. Fourth quarter 2022, limited 1 per customer. Man, Fans Toys, they are shortchanging, man, their supply. That has to be the only reason for something like this, right? Dang, he looks good. He looks so good. And that would go perfect with the one Oracle got me, the G11 that Oracle got me.
Long time ago.
A couple years ago.
That I won in a random online raffle thing. And I didn't even know they won. They had to contact me to tell me I won.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That dude, because I was in the shower, man, when she told me. She comes into the room. She's like, "We need to leave. We won, or I won, or you, whatever it was." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Get dressed. We need to go to the toy store. You won. I was like, they close at 7. She's like, "I know, it's 6:45. We gotta haul ass. We gotta go." So,
because it was, if we didn't pick it up that night, they were going to give it to somebody else, and it was, I'm like, I know it. All they had to say was G1 and then Transformer, and I was like, okay, we got to go.
Yeah, pretty much. And then when I got there, it was Astro Train, and I was like, "Oh, dude, what's up? That's my boy. Let's go." So, love me some Astro Train. He's such a good character. Yeah, man. I don't know what else to talk about, you guys. I just kind of figured this would be for fun, kind of like a boredom kind of hangout thing. But
and I don't know much about Transformers, so I'm not the best conversationalist either. So sorry.
Well, there you go. So
and then I have Loudy McGloud bark behind me that y'all are getting stereo sound from.
Oh, poor puppy. She only wants to be loved.
No, she wants, what's going on outside? She wants the kids on the bikes.
Oh, yeah, dogs hate, dude, my dog hates bikes. It's funny. It's so over the top, man. She's such a nerd. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. That's all I got. Like a quick news thing. I saw the stuff, and I thought it was just awesome little bit of news. I don't know what else to talk about. So yeah. I think I'm gonna put a poll up for sure to see if you guys want me to review Blaster. Rico Red Star, what's going on, man? He says, "Hi everybody." Hi Rico.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a poll up to see if you guys want me to review Blaster. I know Curtis said definitely go for it, and Rico says, "What did I miss? We just went over the news, the Sovereign, the Fans Toys news, the Sovereign Galvatron, the Fans Toys repaint, Thomas the Train repaint for the toy color ones, and some of the Shattered Glass Blaster and Blitzwing and Motormaster, man. So just kind of went over that, talked about it a little bit. But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna put a poll up. Legacy Drag Strip is coming. I'm gonna say most likely Monday. My review for him, and like I said, I'll put a poll up for Blaster and see if you guys want me to review Blaster. And honestly, the reason why I'm doing the polls for this is mainly because I'm not getting a lot of Legacy, so I don't really know what you guys want me to review or if I should review or whatever, however you guys want to look at that, right? So, and the other part thing is too, is like there's so many of those reviews already out there. And so it's me kind of asking you guys, what do you want to see from me? If that makes sense. Rico says, for sure do that Blaster review. Let's see. Who did I get Drag Strip from? I got him from Target up the street from here. Dude, yeah, I went into that Target because the Target here hardly ever has anything, especially during, COVID, the pandemic and everything. And every time I walk out of that Target, Oracle sits in the car because she knows I'm in there 3 minutes. I go through the front door to the toy aisle.
There's not enough time for me to look at hair care product when he's in Target.
I might make like a run to like the DVDs or something like that, and or what's left of their DVD section, and then I'm out. That's it. I'm in there maybe 10 minutes tops. So she sits in the car. And I went in there, man, and I was like, oh, no shit. Like Drag Strip, and they had Kickback, and they had all the Wave 1 Deluxes. And I grabbed Drag Strip. Kickback looked pretty cool. But I'm not too sure if I'm in on the Insecticons from Legacy or not as of yet. I really kind of want to wait until kind of see if they do like some kind of Generation Selects, like kind of toy colored type of situation with those guys, where he's got like the chrome, where Kickback has like chrome wings and stuff like that, and what Bombshell have like a silver chest or a purple chest of a silver chest, stuff like that. So, but I grabbed Drag Strip from the Target, and first initial impressions, man, he's a really good figure. I will say that. I really do enjoy the figure. I really do. Let's see. Rico Red Star says, I missed Legacy Prime by minutes. I did wind up getting Bulkhead. When I got my Prime, I went to Target, or I went to Walmart and got the Beast Wars Scorponok reissue. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to Target. Why not? I ain't got nothing else to do. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. They just opened. I mean, they had just opened. And I went down to the toy aisle, and it was Legacy Prime and Galvatron. It was the only two things in the Transformers section. And I was like, oh, dude, wow, lucked out today. So I just felt like I had the best day in the world that morning after that,
He texted me. I was at work, and I was in the middle of a few things, and he calls me, and he's like, guess what I got? I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I totally did, man. I was super excited because when they showed that Legacy Prime, I was like, man, what's up? I need that. I need that in my life so bad. It looks so cool, so good. And yeah, dude, I just, because Target's down the street, so I'll either walk to Walmart or Target. It's like, I'm not going to get in the car. It's like maybe a 10, 15-minute walk for me. And so, yeah, and so I walked down there, and as soon as I got home, man, I called her, and I was like, what? I found this Prime, the best day ever. So super, super stoked about it. I still am, man. I am super jazzed about this guy, and I was actually thinking about doing like a customizing live stream, just to kind of change him up a little bit, kind of give him like the yellow eyes, like the yellow lights on top, silver horns and stuff, on the top of like the big rig, kind of the roof of the big rig. And then that'd be it, so but we'll see how that kind of plays out, I guess. But yeah, man. There's a couple figures coming out. I'm super stoked for. Super stoked for. But like I said, I'm slowing down because of the price increase on some of them, man. And it sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. Let's see. You're still Vincent Price. Tell stories so good. I appreciate it, Curtis. You gotta have you gotta have the audience imagine it, right? So, but yeah, guys, I don't know what else to talk about, man.
You're carrying this because I'm like, I don't
No,
know
okay.
what else to say.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, so I know. Okay, we'll do. Let's see. Make sure you do that live stream after 4 p.m. so I don't miss it for sure. For sure. Let's see. MC DJ says, "I got your GoFundMe. You got your GoFundMe TF funds. That's what's up, man." But I think for me, like the price increase on top of the like all the QC issues that Hasbro's had during like the COVID thing and all that stuff, and it's kind of like okay, I'm gonna sit back before I pay $24 for every deluxe in the line. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna see if the QC issues have been fixed or if they're trying to fix it, or if that makes any kind of sense. Let's see. Curtis Schultz says, "When's your next live stream?" Well, normally it would be Tales from Teletran, but something I wanted to talk to you guys about as well. It's not a long hiatus. I don't even want to call it a hiatus. We're changing the time again. We're just kind of working that out. And mainly because we kind of thought, full transparency, we kind of thought that doing it during the day would kind of free up more time for everybody, with everything kind of reopening and life starting to resume the way it was and stuff like that. We kind of figured that doing it in the afternoon would work better, and it really hasn't been. So we're working on trying to figure out, a new time slot for it, and it won't be a 3-month hiatus like it was last time. I promise you guys. But as far as the Tales from Teletran stuff, so moving on from that, my next live stream will probably be the customizing live with Optimus Prime, the G2 Laser Prime, Legacy Laser Prime, and do a live customization there, and just kind of hang out with you guys and give some tips and tricks and stuff on hand painting stuff. Well, I won't be using the airbrush because the parts I'm painting are really small. The airbrush, really, honestly, it's not needed at all. So, I'm probably going to be aiming for probably sometime middle of the week next week, say Wednesday, probably 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And it'll go on until the Optimus Prime is done. So maybe about hour and a half live stream or so. Rico Red Star wants to know, which bots are you skipping? So, I skipped Kickback. I'm gonna skip Bulkhead. And I don't really have anything against Bulkhead. I think he looks really cool. It's just, I kind of, I don't know. I think he looks cool, but it's just, it doesn't really speak to me, if that makes sense, right? Legacy RC, so or Transformers Prime RC, I'm skipping that one because I have the original one still, and that figure holds up to this day. I mean, that figure is spot on, perfectly phenomenal. It's one of those figures where I question Hasbro's decision to remake it. So, and I think that's it for all of Wave 1. Oh, the little Legends class figures, so like Iguanus and stuff like that. I'm skipping those guys. So it was that Hot Rod, Iguanus, and Skywarp. Actually, I tell you, I might pick up Skywarp because I have the Starscream, and we all know, man, Seekers come in threes, and it's a Seeker, right? So Oracle knows it's a
Oh
Seeker, so
Lord.
it's gonna end up in the target buggy. So
Yeah. Very, very true.
and she's gonna ask me, "Don't you have 600-700 of these things in this color?"
And then he'll go, no, it'll be a different color. Then I'll come home one day and he's done another custom.
That's true. That's true. Do like a legend class, like Acid Storm out of them or something. Get like 2 or 3 of them and do that. That's usually what happens with the customs. Is like I'll get a Skywarp or a Starscream or whatever, like the Legends scale class one is or whatever, and I'll get it, and I'll like, oh man, this is kind of cool. I wish they would do more, besides the main 3. And then I'll go out and I'll buy like 5 or 6 Skywarps and I'll just start painting them up as different Seekers. And that's usually what happens. And Oracle will be like, don't you have like 2 of these already? And then it's like what she said. Yeah, but then I'll tell her, but I'm making Acid Storm out of this one, Sunstorm out of this one, and a custom Seeker out of that one, blah, blah, blah. So she just rolls her eyes and she's like, whatever.
I have no opinions at that point.
Victor Overlay want to know input. Are you getting any of the Studio Series Bumblebee figures? I do plan on it. I do want the Soundwave for sure. Love Soundwave. He's an awesome character. So I do want at least a representation of him. If I can find him. That's the thing is I want to try and stick. I don't know. I have rules for different lines, if that makes sense. Like current lines, I always want to try and find in store. Like older lines, if I have to go back and get something, I'll usually just order offline, or third party or something, I'll order offline. But so long story short, yeah, Vector Overlay, I'm interested in a few of them, and if I can find them in store, I'm going to grab them. Let's see. Do you have a Devastate paint that matches the green? The Devastator green? I don't. But there is an app on your phone, depending on what phone you have, that matches paint. It uses your camera on your phone, and I will, if you end up using this or any version of the app or any app that does the same thing, do not use the flash because it'll brighten up the color, and when you mix your paint, you'll end up mixing it wrong and it won't match. So I would not use the flash on it. And that's how I mix my paints. I use that app, and then boom, and then I delete it. I delete the app after I make the paint because I usually don't. I usually don't keep the paint around, or I end up keeping the paint around, so I don't keep the app around. Rico Red Star says, how about Spike? Am I getting Spike? I was planning on getting Spike, but then I saw the Slug Studio 86 Slug upgrade kit, and he comes with one. He comes with a Daniel, right? And or a Spike. And I was kind of like, well, man, that looks pretty cool, So I think I'm just gonna get the one that comes with the upgrade kit, and that'll be my Spike. I'm trying to find it right now. It's from DNA Design. It's a DNA Design kit, and I'm trying to. There it is. So I'm gonna pull it up right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. So here's the slug, whatever, DK, the 32 upgrade kit. So we've got the toy accurate horns here, the sword, and this converts the old horns. So if you want the toy accurate horns, awesome. If you want the cartoon accurate horns, you can still keep those. And the cool thing is, so here's Spike or Daniel. The head is unpainted in this because it is a prototype image. But I saw this and I was like, dang, that looks really cool. That looks really, really good. So I'm probably going to end up getting this one over the Hasbro one. And then, so the sword can be placed. Here's the shield. So what you can do with the shield I thought was really cool. So it uses the tail off the backpack and it removes the tail from back behind him altogether. And it just makes this really cool shield. So you can have like a sword and shield combo. And like I said, you can either have toy accurate horns or toon accurate horns on him. The only thing I think is really weird about the kit is like they give you the red horns, but they don't give you an alternate black head. All right, if you want that toy accurate slag. So I don't know, but that's going to be the Daniel Spike that I end up having.
Are you going to be painting Daniel Spike? I don't know who's with Slag. Are you going to be painting the face or attempting to paint the face on it?
No, so DNA, that was a big thing. DNA was getting questioned about, and they said that that's just their prototype image. They haven't.
Okay.
They didn't paint the prototype, but if you look at the sculpting on the head, you can see where the eyes are laid out. You can see the hairline and stuff. And if you look at the Hasbro one's just kind of like it's just like a congealed face. It's just there's no eyes. There's really no facial features there. But on this one, you can definitely see that all of that's there, and they do plan on doing it. So, and I kind of figured, what's Hasbro charging for theirs, right? Like $10, right? And if you go back, let me go back. They show an image of him somewhere in here, I thought. Yeah, right here. So here's the original one. He's not too much bigger, but he is loaded with articulation and stuff. I figured the $50 for the upgrade kit. It is a little pricey, I feel like, for what it is, but for also what you're getting with the spike and stuff, it is a fully articulated figure. It is a smaller company than Hasbro, so these aren't pumped out off of an assembly line in massive numbers. Mm-hmm. So $50 for the kit, I'm willing to pay that. So yeah, sorry, Rico, to answer your question, to get back around to it, I'm skipping Spike to get this DNA kit and get that Spike in there. And we say as Transformer fans like Spike or Daniel when it comes to these figures, because in the movie they both wore the same suit. And usually when somebody makes a figure of those guys, it's usually the same toy, just either like the package will have a different name on it or something like that. So there is no like shipping name for them though. There's no like Daniels or Spikle or something like that. That's just, that's terrible. That's terrible. Or the Witwickies. There you go. Call them the Witwickies. That's bad. Anyway, but yeah. Let's see. Rico says I may have to get that kit too. Yeah, I do definitely. They did a Grimlock one too, man. That came with Wheelie, I think. Yeah, see, BBTS has it in stock too right now. And then the Wheelie is
Grimlock,
fully articulated. He looks really good. He's actually pretty big too. He's bigger than the Legends class, Titans Return Legends class one. So he's kind of up there. And he uses the same slingshot that came with that wheelie, the original Hasbro accessory wheelie. And Grimlock gets his sword, gets what I like about the kit, I love that it's got the clear neck. Love that, dude. It's so cool. But yeah, alternate heads. Now, I will say, I don't think the face sculpt is not the best. Imgo did a review of this kit, and he zoomed in on the faces and stuff. Like the face sculpt looks good from the pictures, but in real life, it does not look as good as the pictures made it out to be. But yeah, so DNA did that. Now I'm really curious what they're going to do with their slag, or with the sludge. When sludge comes out, I wonder what that sludge upgrade kit from DNA is going to look like. Because he doesn't come with any accessory. He doesn't come with a wheelie or a spike or anything like that. At least Sludge doesn't. So I don't know. Be kind of cool if they released like a Daniel instead of a Spike, and they just re-released it twice. So that way, if you bought both kits, you can have two of them. It'd be kind of neat. Kurt Schultz says, "I'm getting that." I don't blame you, man. DNA makes some phenomenal upgrade kits, and DNA is like an old school upgrade kit too. Like everything they use is plastic. You know, it's not like 3D printed stuff. It's nothing like that. So very like 2015 type of upgrade kits, man. They knock it out of the park, dude. Their color matching is unbelievable. So, but yeah, guys, I've said it. I've already said it. I don't know. I keep saying, but I don't know what else to talk to you guys about with you guys or whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna put that poll up for Blaster. I know some people here were saying, go ahead, yeah, review the Blaster, and so I'm gonna put the poll up and see what you guys want me to do, and go from there. And Lego, what's up, man? Hope you've been good, buddy. I really need to get more DNA stuff. Their upgrade kits look amazing. And they really are amazing. Like I said, I have a lot of their upgrade kits, man. And I really wish Perfect Effect would get back in the game, because those two companies, DNA and Perfect Effect, man, they made some really, really good stuff. But like I said, I'll tell you right now, DNA as their kits, you can't go wrong with their kits at all. Rigo Red Star says, "Thank you, Input. You made my night." No problem, man. I'm glad that I was able to help you out, man, on that. Let's see. Any plans on a custom metal figures? Not too sure what you're meaning by that. I know they make those like custom
Input, that's not what he's referring to.
What?
Referring
No. So
yeah.
They, man, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I do have some stuff in the works, to do like some custom metal figures and stuff like that. And I don't know why I was thinking like those metal puzzle kits things. Like I'm sure you guys have seen them, but that's what I was thinking. But I do have plans for custom metal figures and just kind of making like metal statues and stuff, and just going crazy with it, man. I don't know. You gotta have something to fill your days and your weekends, I guess, right? Like every man needs a hobby, right? So, making, metal figures and stuff, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that comes out. And I'll definitely, on the channel, I'll definitely keep you guys updated and posted and all that good, awesome, crazy stuff as I usually do. And Curtis Schultz says, "I agree with Rico, and I'm glad I was able to make you guys this night, man. It does mean a lot, dude. It does mean a lot when I hear that kind of stuff. And if I made your night, you guys made my night. Let me put it to you like that. And let's see, chicken fried steak, man. What's up? The man who shows up and makes everyone hungry because of his name, unless you're bacon. So,
Wow.
Sports and Pants and chat crew, how are things? Going good, man. Chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak's the OG of the channel, man. Like, he is.
Beer on a Friday night. I'm sorry, I can't do that without having to sing the song.
I tell you, man, like for real, OG of the channel. I had like 50 subscribers, and chicken fried steak was there, man. He was there, and yeah, dude. I don't know, man. As you know, I love you guys, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to end this one. I never know.
I don't know either. I just joined because you're like, want to join? Sure, let's have fun. And I'm here like,
pretty
okay.
much. Yeah, right. It's like, hey, you want to go live with me?
Like, truthfully, I could go for like a chocolate or something, like a candy bar or something.
Like a chocolate, like a Hershey's Kiss kind of thing, or
No,
like
like a king size Snickers bar or something.
okay.
I don't know. I feel like. Oh wait, we have cheesecake in the fridge. Never mind.
There you go. You got chocolate cheesecake in there. I got you today. There you go.
Sorry, we had dinner and I'm like, now it's Friday. I want something else. I want sugar.
Want a dessert? That's what's up.
I'm ready for dessert.
So, but yeah, all right, guys. Can't go wrong with 100K bars, says a Lego.
Watches.
Oh man, Rico, there it is. He asked me the question I ask everybody, all the guests on
Zeppelin
TF.
rules. So to quote Automan.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, Simpsons. I love it. I don't know, man. Rico, I won't lie. I've never been asked a question. I've been put on the spot. Now I know how all the guests feel. If someone watches this in 100 years, what message do you want it to say? You know what? I will say it like this. If you're smiling, you're happy, and you're making other people happy. So to keep it going, keep on smiling. And there you go. That would be my message right there for 100 years. And on top, so after that, yeah, I'll see you guys next live stream, next podcast, next toy review, next whatever it is, man. Whatever it is. I'll see you guys then. And as always, stay safe. And Oracle, I guess you wanna close it out? You wanna say bye to the people?
I guess. What does someone say here? And I'm not about to answer that 100 years question because I can go a completely different direction and get you banned. So,
wow. Appreciate that.
But no, I'm just gonna say have a great night, everybody. Happy weekend.